Good morning, Lana Scott Lighthouse. This is a message from our angels. A lot of people are starting to have are starting to go through their first awakening, and it's coming in a flash of lightning. I don't know if y'all can see that on this card or not. This initiation card says, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. So some people, if you feel like you are having your first spiritual awakening, I think this message is for you. As you can see in this card, this initiation card, it's looking like this is like the beginning of a breakthrough with a flash of lightning, some kind of insight coming to you that now cracks open a new path, a new journey, new light coming into something that you didn't see before. Because my question on this one was, what in the next 3 months is the collective going to see that's going to wake up their eyes to something unseen? And this is talking about a doorway opening up in the subconscious. This is all internal. This is talking about being, having a new spiritual awakening, having a new open up. And it's talking about light being shed on something that some of us, some people that are having their very first awakening have not been aware of before. Okay. We have a snake right here. Snakes are fertility. I don't know if y'all can see that in the card or not, but snakes are fertility. And fertility is always new life, right? And it feels to me, we also have this little moon up here. I don't know. I know. I'm pretty sure y'all can't. Well, you might can see it now. And it's talking about over the next 3 months, a lot of people are going to be having a new awakening that is meant to happen for those that have not had any type of an opening before, or either if you've already had an awakening, it's bringing in some kind of new clarity, bringing in new light, new visions, new psychic abilities. And every time I hear, I keep feeling like in the waters that we're seeing in the background here is talking about the primordial waters, talking about new openings up, new cracks, new light coming in to a part of some people's psyches that they haven't never seen before. They're starting to feel things, see things. They're starting to get close to other people, even in a grocery store line, or in the gas line, or in the convenience store, or at the library, where they're starting to get sudden insight and picking up energies of things around them, subtle nuances that they had not seen before. And this is meant to be an initiation to what is coming in the near future for those who have not, those that live in like concrete jungles is what I keep hearing. That people that have been so stuck in the 3D that now the 5D is suddenly in a flash starting to make this big gap where they're starting to feel those energies and feel things that they've never felt before. Some newer souls that are starting to open up to the light of the higher self, the higher consciousness, and the collective energy of all of humanity. Guys, I've been getting this energy for quite a while of regeneration, redoing, reworking, rehealing, transformation, spiritual evolvement, spiritual and humanity's opening up to the higher energies, the veils between the worlds being very, very thin. And this is showing a definite marked path. So for those of you that have started dwelling into picking up those energies or feeling things and starting to on a new, a research path that you've never done before, a lot of light is going to come in. And all of this is internal. They've been talking a lot to me about the higher self stepping forward even more to integrate the old with the new for those that are behind, or those that have that are just now really starting to have their third eye open up, they're telling me, and starting to feel everything, and it feels almost like a tidal wave coming in. Okay, see this right here? This looks to me like a tidal wave, where you've always been maybe not very aware of things going on energetically around you, and all of a sudden this big huge crack in your psyche opens up in your energetic field that wasn't seen by you before. Okay, and I feel like it's also talking about a lot of people's third eye. This little light right here, they're saying is, the angels are saying, it's for those of you that your third eye is now starting to open. You're starting to see things that you have not seen before. So I did a bigger rune read. I did a Celtic cross, okay? And I'm just going to explain it to y'all as we go along. So what we have for the past is when this third eye starts opening up, okay? It's relief from distress. It's starting to understand, okay, as this starts to happen for some people that have never had an awakening before, or have had an awakening that they weren't aware that they were having one. And it causes some standing still and starting to pay attention, going internal, getting internal messages from your higher self, your angels, your ancestors, your passed on loved ones, okay? And it all has to do with crossing this threshold with this sudden insight, with your chakras opening up, especially the third eye, and the root chakra opening up, bringing new understanding. Your heart chakra opening up. Okay, and this is going to be challenging for some people, okay? And this is the energy coming in because we have reversed Othello here. So Othello is always talking about your foundation, your tribe, your home, your ancestral lands, what you've always believed about yourself. And it's going to feel challenging to some people because they've never challenged those old beliefs, okay? But now with this third eye opening up and this new energy coming in and all this higher self and getting these messages from your angels, your ancestors, picking up on the nuances around you, and that your psyche cracking open, okay? All the old paradigms are going to shift and the new paradigms are going to start coming in, okay? Because you're suddenly getting new insight. You're hearing things, you're seeing things, you're getting new understanding on the ancestral level. You're getting things on the astral level in your dreams. Your some people are having new little glimpses of psychic dreams or of dreams that they've had that suddenly feel like a ton of bricks, okay? Having this sudden awakening, this sudden shift that's going to bring in some success and new wholeness and integration of the higher self, your spiritual counselors being made more predominant, understand the energies more that are around you. Because then we have, for the near future, we have signs and synchronicities. We have Anzu. And Anzu was talking about more ear ringing. It's talking about seeing the signs on the side of the road, maybe a sign you've passed 1,000,000 times that you never paid attention to, that suddenly one day you stop and you read it and it makes sense to you in a different way than it did before. It brings you new understanding, like a crack of lightning, okay? It opens up something and you stop and you go, I've seen that sign 1,000,000 times, but now all of a sudden today it means something different. And you stop to examine that, okay? So then we have Algus, and Algus is talking about becoming aware of these things and what they mean to you, and starting to use this third eye. That then brings you to Gibu. Gibu is gifts coming in. Some of you are going to already have your gifts, but you've got new gifts coming in. And it's also talking about being at a crossroads, because now some people that have never had such sharp, clear vision coming into them are saying, well, what does this mean? Okay, maybe some of you even go off and start trying to figure out, what does this mean, because you've never experienced it before. Or even it could even be new gifts coming in that you weren't aware of. I've been getting a lot of that, guys. A lot of that, even in my own meditations and other people I've been talking to. Other people seem to be going through that too. And in the hopes and dreams spot, we've got Burka. This is bringing in a new birth, new ideas, new places that you're being drawn to go to, new people that you're being drawn to seek out, new things that you're wanting to figure out, right? And this brings going into this, your psyche going through these things is also bringing in Elwaz. And Elwaz is talking about protection, spiritual attainment. Maybe you've never been a spiritual person before, and all of a sudden some of the things that you grew up believing, you now are seeing that you need to look at something different, or maybe it even just makes you decide to take some courses you never would have been interested in before because of this opening up in your psyche. Okay. So I asked about, what is part of the journey going to look like in the next 3 months? Okay. And what we have here, first of all, on the table here, we've got wide open. So some of you, when you go through this portal or this opening up of your psyche, you're suddenly going to say, well, what's now the meaning of life? Or what is the meaning of, you're going to start asking why? Why this? Why that? Why am I feeling this? Because you're going through a huge transformation, okay? On a soul level, higher self level, you're maybe feeling more integration. Some of you might even start feeling like everything around you is feeling foreign, okay? Which is going to give you a sense of feeling like you're coming apart because you've got this new opening coming up here, right? And a lot of the old is going to be falling through the being kicked to the curb because you've got this new light coming in that's going to open your eyes to things that you never had experienced before, okay? Because you're going through a transformation. Your psyche's opening up. You're getting these new energies coming in and trying to figure out where you fit now because the old things don't feel right anymore, okay? And then we have One Ring Circus. And this card's talking to me about starting to make sense of all these little pieces, okay, within the next 3 months. Maybe some of you will feel like you're alone, but at the same time, you're going to start feeling a sense of inner power, okay? Feeling like this opening up for you is bringing a new sense of wonder, a new sense of excitement, a new sense of, well, where am I going, okay? For those of you that are not very esoteric minded, okay? Some of you, this is going to set you off on a new path. You're going to feel more comfortable in your skin after this feeling of coming apart and starting to integrate these brand new energies, okay? And I've also been picking up that I think in the next couple of months we're supposed to have some kind of something going on with the sun, some kind of solar or lunar eclipse. And guys, those eclipses, when the sun and the moon does that dance in the sky, it always brings new downloads. So some of you during that time too might feel even more so this coming apart and this being reintegrated with some new energies in these paradigm shifts, because it all has to do on an internal level of this new opening up in your psyche. Then we have the education card. And this here is talking to me today about, on an internal level and an external level, you and your higher self going on a new journey. Because your higher self is saying, hey, there's something here you need to go look for. So either on an external level, you start doing new research, you start looking into subjects you never were interested in before, that all of a sudden you decide to look up Reiki, or all of a sudden now you're interested in how the planets work, astrology, or maybe you start saying, I've never thought I was somebody that would be interested in chemical engineering, but how does this thing work? You start opening it up and looking at things that you never would have thought that you'd be interested in before. So new ideas, new dreams, how does this work comes in? How does maybe even family dynamics or sociology or physiology or some kind of new things that you've never been interested in before creeps through into your psyche now. They're also telling me that on the astral level, you are now in more communication with your higher self. Your higher self is right next to you, helping you to integrate and also bringing you information. And this is you getting the information and saying, oh, all of a sudden you have all this light coming in, either through the studies you're doing on the physical world or the stuff that your higher self is now integrating with you and transforming with you on the astral level. Maybe some of you are now visiting the Akashic records. Maybe some of you are doing some self-hypnosis or guided meditations, or maybe some of you are looking into hypnotherapy. Maybe some of you are looking into how the mind works. But at any rate, you and your higher self are now more integrated and on a journey of finding new knowledge, new wisdom, new things that you never would have thought you were interested in before, all because you're going through this initiation, this crossing the threshold of your psyche opening up, all this new life, new breath, this fertility coming in, all this new stuff that you never would have thought before, that's meant to make you become more integrated with your higher self to become a leader in the future. Okay? Some of you may take time out, take time off from work. Some of you might decide to go on a retreat. Some of you might decide to go to your church more. Some of you might decide to go visit family. Some of you might, in some sort of way, some of you are going to take some kind of time to start understanding what's going on with yourself. Because, and again, here in this solitude card, we've got this light shining bright. Because something inside of you, in your psyche, has opened up, and all this light, and now all of a sudden you're on this seeker's journey, where you're wanting to seek out things, even if you had an idea or you were into some esoteric or types of things that you that are uniquely you, you're going to be now wanting to look at some things that you never thought of before. Okay, so you make a choice to do this because you want to open up new doors for yourself. Okay, some of you, and the psyche opens up. Do you see how these cards kind of go together with these colors? Okay, so, and this is from two different decks, guys. I feel like this is maybe where you were right here, and you have this new light that's coming through your psyche. And so now you veer off maybe on a path of discovery that you just wouldn't have thought of before. Seriously, you're now looking at things of, well, I'm interested in this now. I'm interested in that. Or maybe even some things you've been interested in before that you didn't take time for. You're going to make the choice to now study, to now say, where's this taking me? And your angels and your ancestors and your higher self are saying, yes, this is the past. And I feel like this is going towards a new future. A new, expanded, evolutionary type future, where because of this initiation and this break in your psyche, you are now wanting to expand. Guys, I've been getting expansion and things opening up. People's third eyes opening up, heart chakra is opening up, crown chakra is opening up. You know, we have chakras above. We don't just have 7 chakras. We also have energy levels that are above us. And I feel like some people are now going beyond their crown chakra. They're now going into the 8th and 9th chakras. And I don't know what the names of them are, but I just feel like people are starting to expand, okay? And those that haven't really paid attention to a spiritual journey are now wide open and going towards that, okay? So that's what our message is today for the initiation, a rite of passage. And guys, everybody's going through this on some level, they're saying. So be open to those new experiences. How are you expanding? How are you evolving? Okay. They've also been telling me to make sure you journal or meditate every day, and whatever spirituality that you follow every day, to continue to do that. Because the more you do that, the more your higher self is going to integrate even more and bring you towards the 5D if you felt like you haven't gone there before. Or if you're not, if you've been so much in the concrete jungle, so to speak, that now with this psyche opening up and this initiation, it's now time to move forward on a not just a personal level, but humanity-wise, okay? So that's the message I've got for you guys today. And I am going to, because I don't have my other light with me today, I'm going to bring down, let y'all see these runes. Algus and Gibu and Burkana and Elwas. And the wide open card, being open to it, coming apart, more integrated, education inner and outer, some type of retreat or some kind of solitude to do that, and making the choice to do something on your education, your internal and external level. Okay, guys, so that's what I have for you today. Guys, for a lot of you, this is fated, because one of the runes that I pulled, the last rune that I pulled was the Fates. So for some of you, this initiation, it'll be up to you to decide what you're going to do with it. Some of you may decide to actually work on it, do that when that hole in your psyche opens up like a crack of lightning. Some of you may decide not to do nothing with it. It's going to be totally different for every person. So take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And that's what I have for you today. Lighthouse.